Alright, so right behind me is my Ford 9N tractor, and today I'm going to be putting this exhaust on it. This is an exhaust pipe muffler that I bought off of eBay for like 37 bucks. It's pretty thin, but it was only 37 bucks. Okay, so right here we have some of the hardware. This is the exhaust clamp. It feels like it's made out of aluminum, so it's I'm sure it's aftermarket. But it looks like it's alright. Got two 1/2-inch bolts. Right here is the rear exhaust mount clamp. It bolts on right by the diff. It's pretty simple. And I've been looking this stuff up. As far as I know, there's no kind of rubber or any kind of like bushing or anything. It just goes on there like that. This bolts on to the tractor body with the bolt, and the exhaust pipe goes through there. I'll show that in a minute. Before I put all this together, I'm going to go ahead and go over this with some sandpaper real quick, just to try to smooth it out. Alright, after a few minutes of sanding on it, it feels like it's smooth enough for me. If it doesn't get a good seal, oh well, I'll just figure out how to redo this. But okay, so the exhaust clamps have one side bigger than the other, and they only go on one way. The part that has the letters on this particular clamp is a little bit smaller, and it fits better with the letters down. You see, it actually kind of fits. If you put it the other way, it doesn't really fit. So I'm going to install them like this. That way. Okay, by the axle, right down there, that's where the factory exhaust mount goes. Here's the nut for it. I'm going to go ahead and hang this on the stove and put the nut on it. This isn't the original bolt, but I'm going to go ahead and put this in there as well. And that right there is where your exhaust is supposed to hang. So now I'm going to take the exhaust pipe, stick it through that hole, and then clamp it right here where it goes. Okay, so just hanging it in there loosely, it seems like it lines up pretty square, actually, pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the clamps on it. Okay, so now I'm going to tighten down both sides evenly and then cross my fingers that it doesn't leak, because this style of exhaust, I don't know. I don't know about it. It seems kind of sketchy to me. Seems kind of questionable. Do a couple of turns on that one. A couple of turns on this one. I alternate back and forth between the two bolts, that way to make sure it clamps down evenly. I just do a few turns on one, then a few turns on the other, and then I'm done. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten those bolts down there, starting with the one that goes into the body of the tractor. I couldn't find the torque specs for this bolt. It's a fine thread, so it shouldn't take a huge amount, but I just go ahead and put it good and tight the best I could with this little ratchet. And then I'm going to tighten the little bolt. I couldn't find the torque spec on this one either, so I just tighten enough to where I know that it won't come loose. Alright, so now I got my exhaust all bolted up, so I'm going to go ahead and start it and let it run for a little bit and see how it sounds. Okay, that's how it sounds. Sounds nice and quiet like a car. I'm really happy with that. That's awesome. Okay, so now that I got the exhaust worked out, I'm going to move it in closer to the garage so that way I can deal with all the electrical stuff and, you know, further tinker with it, because this is actually probably like a good 100 feet from my garage. Well, it seems to be running kind of alright, but it's far from done. I don't even have an air filter on it. There's all kinds of things I need to do, but that's it for now. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please like and subscribe to the end.